The word around town is that you're back in town, and I try not to think about it. I try, but it's been so long, and I thought I moved on, but now I really got it. I do. I wonder why we move on. It's almost like you're having fun with me. But oh, if I set my eyes on you, it's unavoidable. I wonder. Oh, I thought you gone for good. So why you have to pull me back? Let me you say you won't be coming back. Oh, damn you. This is really bad. Let me you say you're gone for good. What did you do wrong? Told you all along I was doing okay without you. You know only that tried to hold on, trying your heart is too strong. Can't feel with you, I can't feel without you. It's in me, say I wonder why we won't come home. It's almost like you're having fun with me. But oh, if I set my eyes on you, it's unavoidable now. No wonder, oh, I thought you got for good. So why you have to pull me back? Should be you say you won't be coming back. Tell you this is really bad. Should be you say you got for good. Tell me why you have to pull me back. Should be you say you won't be coming back. Tell you this is really bad. Should be you say you got for good. Tell me why you come back here. Yeah, you want me like I know you. Tell me why you only I know, baby. Oh, you like my dear. You only I know, baby. Why'd you have to bring me back here? That's what you told me. So did you really love my baby?
Wow. Hi, everybody. I am so late. So late. Wow. Typical Nigerian. How say? Hi, everybody. Hi. Feeling a little bit guilty for coming late. But let me get this music down. I had some technical issues trying to log on. It's been a while for me having to do live shows from the house. It's been all party live shows in the past couple of months. But it's nice to see you all. Hi. Good evening, everybody. Please let me know if audio is good, if video is good. Please let me know. Just give me a thumb up, please. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay. I can tell you it's been quite A very busy couple of days for me, quite busy. Believe me, I don't think I've had as much friend request, as much messenger calls, messages that I've done in the past couple of days following my post. And that's the post about the marriage between His Royal Highness Oba Enitan Ogunwusi and the new Yeyelua, Prophetess Oluwaseyi, Prophetess Naomi Oluwaseyi, if I'm right. No disrespect meant in saying the names badly, but I made a post because of the issues I see, coming up because of their wedding and the news going around. I made the post just to make people understand that anybody asking the question that a lot of people have been asking about what is going on is not insane. And it doesn't mean you're being disrespectful to the monarchy. It is only a sane person that will ask the right questions. It's not because we're judging them or because we want to disrespect the monarchy or because we have nothing to do. Believe me, people that knows my life, they know I'm as busy as anything. 24 hours is not enough for me to run a whole day. So this has nothing to do with people not having things to do. But better still, I would say anybody that has questions about this is just being patriotic and intelligent enough to want to know what is going on. And to people saying it's none of our business, actually, until about 5 minutes ago, I was on the phone with somebody that calls themselves His Royal Highness Oba something, one of the little smaller kings, that was trying to convince me not to discuss this issue online because they feel like we Yorubas should be in support of our king and not contradict the king. So I tried to explain. That took a lot of my time. I was on the phone with him for over 10-15 minutes, not wanting to be disrespectful, but I took my time to explain. The point of this situation is not to disrespect the monarchy or to disrespect the person of the new queen, but to ask the right questions which people are entitled to. The royal king, may his reign be long, is the custodian of our deities. So for people that said my English is too much, let me break it down. The royal king, Kabiyesi Ooni of Ife, is the one that we Yorubas see as the next to the Orishas. He is the custodian. And it is his duty to make sure that all the ceremonies, the rituals, the rites, the anniversary that needs to be done concerning these deities are performed when they are supposed to be performed. His presence is adamant when these rituals are being performed. And so we expect that the king, whom we all are supposed to be looking up to as the conveyor and actually the representative of our forefathers, would be somebody that we all will be able to go to and ask questions when we have difficulties in understanding his deeds, his decisions, or anything concerning the monarchy. So people asking questions are not being disrespectful to the king. Better still, these are people that are of sane minds and want the culture and the tradition to go forth. I want to be able to explain to my children who are born and bred and brought up in Europe what our culture stands for. And I want to be able to ask questions, which already they are asking already, about how we do things in Yoruba land. So no disrespect is meant when I made my post. Actually, I was talking directly to a lot of people who seems to be confused about what our forefathers did, stand for, and what our traditions are all about. And then to show the hypocrisy. I repeat, hypocrisy. For people that do not know the meaning of hypocrisy, please go and Google it. Hypocrisy is an example of you saying something and doing something else. I wanted to actually make mention of the hypocrisy of the act of a prophetess, a Christian, supposed born again, miracle performing in the name of Jesus Christ, Christian evangelist come prophetess, marrying the custodian of all the deities known to the Yoruba people. And if you go back to a lot of our Highness's videos, you will see places where she is condemning and binding and tying and pulling all the old orishas, like she put it herself in one of the videos. So when you're talking about the orishas, you're talking about the orishas, the deities of the land, which the slave master, who actually compiled the Bible, has stamped to be barbaric and to be wrong. Because believe me, I will have to go back to that. I was born and bred Christian. I am a seraph till tomorrow. But I have respect for the traditional religion as well. And I embrace our traditions. So if a book that was written, I will repeat, the King James Version, King James was one of the most popular slave masters that ever ruled England, compiled, that people are carrying around now and quoting all sort of words from. That's not the original Bible. The Bible was written by 40 Hebrews, 40 different ones, everybody telling their own stories their own way. If you ask me, but this is me, according to SOBJ, the Bible is supposed to be an history book for classes, nothing more. It's not supposed to be something that people are supposed to put their life on and defend, because it is so contradictory, it is so confusing that you don't want to know. But that is something for another day. That's another discussion for another day. So if you are one of those people, as the evangelist, prophetess, Naomi Oluwaseyi, now turned Yelua of Ife, used to preach. She stood in front of over 1,000 people in the last crusade. She was binding. She was professing in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, out of a book that was written by the Hebrews that has no linkage to the Yoruba deities, that actually in some of the verses was specific about why one who proclaims to be born again through Jesus Christ should have nothing to do with the deities of the land. And this is the person we now saw doing the traditional rites, marrying the biggest office into the biggest office of the Yoruba land. And people are saying we should not ask questions. And people are saying as SOBJ should not think this is hypocrisy. It is hypocrisy. There is nothing bigger in this sense. And so the question is, what should they have done differently? Should we say the king should not marry anyone he wishes? Or should we say the new queen should not have agreed to marry the king? I'm going to be the last person to say that, because honestly, it is a patriotic act to marry into the monarchy. Forget about love. Forget about, I don't find him attractive. If the king should turn to any woman and say, I want to marry you, 1,000,001 women will forget what love is. And they will opt to marry the king. And after they start asking the questions, okay, what are supposed to be my responsibilities? It is the king. His reign, his verse, is the king of the Yoruba land. They know him in America, Asia, anywhere, not America. He represents a people. And actually, I have not seen anything the king has done wrongly, actually. What we are talking about is the hypocrisy of their togetherness, knowing fully well that the queen now, prophetess Naomi Oluwaseyi, stands for something for those who are in our congregation. So shouldn't we ask questions about what is going on? If anybody can tell me, well, you are not in our congregation, she actually came up and she told people in our congregation what was going to go down, then I will rest my case and say, well, maybe along the line when the king proposed to her, she had a change of mind and started seeing things differently, like I am saying of the Bible right now, and I have shifted my belief. If she did the same thing, and then we all will shut up and say, well, all hail the queen. But the hypocrisy of the act, the attitude of the most Nigerian lawmakers, leaders, and anybody that is in place of power is for them to do something considered wrong. Please believe me, if you have stood in front of a church and you have preached and you have banded all the demons and deities of the land, and you go ahead and marry a traditional ruler who, not even a small king, a first-class Oba, the biggest of all the Obas, the custodian of all the deities, I repeat, I had to go do research on all the deities. There are over 400 and something of them. Kabiyesi is the one that is supposed to make sure they are properly serviced. When I say service, that means rituals, rites, all, anniversary parties, and everything that needs to be done to the deities. He is the one that is in charge of it. There is not going to be any celebration without the Kabiyesi, Ooni of Ife. May his reign be for a long time. So, how do we explain the situation? Do we have any rights to ask questions? Do we have any prerogative to talk about the situation? Hell yes, we do. Back in the days, they say, who dares to ask the king what the king has done? Or how do you say that? Anybody that can help me out in Yoruba, please do. We do have a right. We do have a right to ask questions. And Tony, I'm going to give you my number. I need you to understand I do not reside in Nigeria, so you can call in. Anybody can call in. I'll block you if you get brutal or insultive on my phone. So I'm not talking to you, Tony. I'm talking to generally, because I've had a lot of people say things, which is fine by me. But if you get insultive on my page, I'm going to block you. You know, and that won't take me seconds. This discourse is supposed to be educative, it's supposed to be mature, and it is supposed to be just for people that want to discuss the situation and have a better understanding of it. So please feel free to call in. I have my phone right here. You can get me on WhatsApp. I think that would be easier for people that want to, you know, call in. So the right, yeah, we do have a right. Are we disrespectful to the king? No, we are not. Are we supposed to be chastised because we have the understanding better than a lot of other people of what is supposed to be happening? Because there's supposed to be structure in the land. You know, there's supposed to be structure. The Kabiyesi goes around preaching recognition and trying to be recognized all over the world because the Yorubas have lost their place in the world in a long time, because we have let go of our traditions, we have diluted our ideas, we have, you know, adulterated our beliefs, and we have let the supremacists, we have let the white man come and sell their illusions to us. because that is exactly what it is. You know, they came and they sold us the biggest lie ever. And so the Kabiyesi taking place that he has taken right now, because believe me, if not because of this king, I probably wouldn't have gotten interested in the Yoruba tradition and culture as I have. And that is what is happening to a lot of people. I know a lot of people that said, if not because of Kabiyesi, this Ooni, a lot of us will have forgotten what our traditions are. So we are just coming back. So I'm believing that Kabiyesi expects us to actually follow in his lead and to look up to him with respect. And you cannot look up to somebody with respect if they are not showing you examples that we're supposed to follow. We all complain about corruption. We all complain about constitutionalized authorities that are trying to lead us astray, stealing our money. But then we are not allowed to criticize or even ask questions about what is going on in our monarchy, about those people that stands up on the pulpit and tell us they are representing or preaching the sermon of Jesus Christ, but living by the rules and regulations of the traditional leaders and rulers and the laws of our forefathers. Come on. The questions that are being asked are not those that you can actually condemn or say they are wrong or people are being disrespectful. No, people are asking questions because they want to have an understanding of what is going on. I'm trying to access your comments, but it's not working for me. I don't know. There've been a lot of issues with my connection. It's almost as if some people are flagging me, which is fine by me as well, but it's okay. So if there's anything you're trying to let me know or I'm supposed to react to, please resend it, because I apparently ain't reading no messages right now. I can't see no messages. Oh wow, there are 3 of them. That's funny. So like I was saying, the question of us having any right to ask questions shouldn't be there, because we do have a right to ask questions and we have rights to criticize what we think our leaders are doing that are wrong. I will explain to you why I should, or why I have a right to ask questions. You know, I pay tax in Nigeria, so even if I live abroad, I pay tax. Believe me, I have businesses and I pay tax. And my taxes, some of them go to the Kabiyesi and to the house of the monarchy as well. You see, the kings are being managed by the taxes that you and I pay. And so I have a reason and I have a right, constitutionalized right, to ask questions if I think something is not going the way it's supposed to be going to somebody who enjoys my labor. Apart from being Yoruba, apart from being, you know, born and, you know, patriotic and loyal to where I come from, I also have a right to ask questions because I'm a taxpayer. The same right goes to the people paying offerings and tithes to that church that the prophetess stands in front of their pulpit and preach. Because I have even seen a place where she sent her bank account. I know her bank account, to somebody asking if they could, you know, send something. I don't know what, she had a program and they wanted to bless her. So there cannot be any question of her never gaining from the people. You know, because you have people that will say, well, she's one of those people that gave instead of to gain, which is possible as well. But me, I have seen a place where she took from the people, maybe not from the offering, but from blessings. So you see, to whom much is given, much is expected. You see, those few examples alone gives us the right to ask questions. It is only in Nigeria that You said the line between right and wrong seems to be blurry, and people don't seem to understand that you need to give back to the people that are giving so much to you. When I say give back, I'm talking about you need to be accountable to people. So if some of us are asking questions, whether you are the king or the queen or the president, minister, pastor, whosoever you are, the moment you are a representative of an institution and you are ruling over people, then you hold them an explanation to what you're doing. That is what accountability is all about. That's the simplest way of saying it. I don't know how else to say it, because if I go deep into this, into the depth of why and how, then it's going to become a lecture, which I don't want it to be. So if for any reason, some of us are asking questions and some people are saying, what rights do you have? Those are the rights we have right there that I have just explained simply, that I've just explained. So what do we want to do about what is going on? There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. We can only complain and say what we are saying right now, which is the fact that it is very hypocritical of the evangelist to have married into that family, which is exactly what we are saying, that we do not say they should not get married to each other. Please do not get me wrong. The point is there should have been some kind of carrying us along in what was going on or what is about to go on, so that some of us can know what is going on, so that we will not be looking up and saying, what are they doing? These people are supposed to be our leaders. Because I know a lot of people now will be asking the questions. I'm trying to read the message somewhere else, so please bear with me if you can double hear me. I'm trying to read the messages. Okay, Tony, I gave you my number already. All right, so that's about it. Okay, so so what do you think is supposed to happen? I'm really hoping somebody else will come on and give me an idea of what they think should have happened in this situation. I'm actually hoping somebody will come up and say, okay, SOBJ, well, maybe they should have done this or they should have done that. And if you think I'm full of BS, you can as well just tell me. I mean, it's easy to share views on these things. The bottom line of this thing is there are loads of Bible verses that actually contradicts what just happened. The whole of Yoruba nation should be asking the same question I am asking, and which is, how is the queen going to be able to fulfill her duties? And people were referring me to Esther. This is 21st century, for God's sake. How effective was Esther, even in the Bible? And remember, the Bible is actually a storybook of how people lived then. So how effective was Esther? And how are you going to tell me the story of Esther is the same as what is going on now? Oba Ogunwusi is not the king of them. And the supposed prophetess is not Esther either. We are talking about the 21st century situation. Hi, Remy. Nice to have you on. How is she going to fulfill the calling? Or is she giving up her calling? What is supposed to happen to our congregation? Are they just going to, succumb and everybody will just move on, marry along? This is the question that people are asking me. Somebody sent me a message. How do I think this is going to play out? And I told them, listen, knowing Nigeria the way Nigeria is, I'm sure somebody will be telling the Kabiyesi, don't worry, it will all blow away. You see, people like, according to SOBJ and everybody else making noise, will soon shut up. They will get tired and they will not say anything about it again. Which obviously is probably what is going to happen. But is that what it is that we're supposed to be advocating for? Are we a people that do not deserve explanations even from our leaders? The congregation and heralds, I think that's the name of our church. Are they going to look for another preacher? Is there going to be another leader? Or the church is just going to go poof into the air? Because she's the one that actually found. And the funny part of this issue is, or maybe I should say the most disappointing is, even after she had been married and all of these things had been done, she still went on Facebook Live and did a sermon. But to me, professionally, I was trained to profile people. I looked at her and I saw somebody that was actually talking about herself. She was fighting with herself. So that sermon was about, if there's anything you're going through, if there's something disturbing you, whatever, blah, 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 you should be able to, you see, that's the point right there. That is you giving a sermon about your own battles, which is fine. But is that the way to go about it? You see, Itoan says, when I see the lady, the girl, you said, she doesn't look like somebody with a fear of God. She was just a gold digger. She was playing church. She was never born again. Well, that's what people are saying. But is that right? Shouldn't people hold that responsible for it? Because now they said, Obati Ashegbe. There is no Ashegbe here. For people that do not understand Yoruba, Ashegbe means nobody can question the king. This is not anybody questioning the king. You see, because the king didn't do nothing wrong. The king did not do nothing wrong, if you ask me. He married. He did all the things that were supposed to be done. He did nothing wrong. So it is actually our evangelist that people should ask the questions or direct the questions to. But the only thing is, she's not going to be able to give any answer because she is now under the king. So if anybody wants to really defend this issue, or at least humor us, we Yoruba that are bothering about what's going on, or we Nigerians that are thinking, well, what is going on here? They should be giving us, a kind of press conference, defending or explaining. It's not even defending, explaining the decision that was taken by our Royal Highness, Queen Naomi. Now she has a new name, Ogunwusi. But that nobody should say anything to us about it is what is wrong. Remy says it's more of fame than gold digging. Well, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what it is. You want to call it fame, you want to call it gold digging. She already was famous. She was standing in front of a pulpit of over 1,000 people. I don't know if it is fame. I'm gonna think. I don't even want to think. You see, that would be me trying to make excuses for something I cannot explain. Because for me, it would have been a very nice issue if there was a prelude to all of this, especially for our congregation. Because that is all I can say right now. You see, everybody has a right to marry who they want to marry. She's not from a poor background, I hear. Well, I don't know. All the pastors in Nigeria, most of the pastors with such congregations are rich. If everybody in our congregation should give her 1,000, don't you know how much that is? So obviously she ain't going to be a poor person. You see, it's not even about that. My problem is that thin line. What actually isn't thin, we are the one that have made it to be thin. There is a difference between right and wrong. In this situation, a pastor standing in front of a pulpit marrying to a monarchy of the custodian of all the deities is wrong. Wrong. It's like giving some confusion to the masses right now. Because all of you people following pastors about, listening to pastors quoting from a book that they have no idea how it was compiled and why, and explaining it in their own way, selling the illusion of Jesus Christ to you. Whereas the people that came from where this story originated from, they do not believe the way you believe. They came, they sold you this illusion, and they took away the beliefs of our own forefathers. They said everything that is African is barbaric. They told our stories for us. Our narratives are supposed to be different. If we were telling our stories, they will tell their stories the way they want people to see it. So they came, they're telling their stories differently, and they're telling us our stories differently. And our forefathers, they threw away our history. They threw away our history and they started embracing theirs. Apart from people that are exposed, that have read books and have seen things, had other people, believe me, Islam and Christianity are not the only religion in the world. There had been religion that have been before the story of Jesus Christ came. Are you going to say it's not the same God they're serving? So when somebody now stands in front of a pulpit and is binding and saying this in the name of Jesus Christ, but then did a 360 and went to go and marry into the most powerful family in monarchy in Yoruba land. Have you seen all the gods, the deities that the Yoruba have? Have you gone through my page and you've read all of them? Those are just few. At the point I started getting tired because I couldn't just go on. There are over 401 of them. There is no day in Ile-Ife that Kabiyesi doesn't have to answer to rights that need to be done to one deity. There is no day in Ile-Ife. There's only one day. I heard there is only one day that he doesn't do Orisha. In 365 days. The Bible says something about marriage too. Husband and wife. I have a call, so I'm going to pick up this call. Hello, Toyi. Hello, Toyi. Hi, welcome on board.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. To be quite honest with you, I don't even know how we became friends on Facebook, but I just saw this update. I woke up from sleep after coming back from church, and I was so much interested in this. And I'll tell you the reason why I am so much interested.
Please do. I hope everybody can hear.
Since I hope everybody can hear me. I think we're just few online anyway, so they should.
Yeah, people can watch now without you knowing they're watching. So believe me, I know two hobbers that are watching right now, but you can't see them. So it's fine. You just go on.
Okay, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm so much interested in this.
Please do.
One, I am part of the royal family. When I say part, as in family friends.
Okay.
I got close to Ooni through a friend of mine because of my charity work.
Okay.
And Ooni's previous wife, Zena, we got close as well.
Okay.
And for this reason, when I saw this happen about 2 days ago, lots of people, lots of my friends who actually knows, Tony, these are your people. What is happening? You guys didn't tell us. I said, well, I didn't even know about this at all. It came as a rude shock to me.
Yeah.
And I was just telling them, calm down and let's watch things unfold.
That's right.
When you brought this up this afternoon, I was so much interested. I said to my husband, I am going to be part of this. I am going to call in. And I'm going to say just 1, 2, or 3 things, and I want us to reason together.
Please do.
And the first thing I'm going to say is this. Yes, Naomi, she's 25.
Okay.
Very young. She got to know Christ at the age of 6. Apparently, this young lady, has been in ministry for a very, very long time. She is not just a Christian. She is a born-again Christian, Holy Ghost filled.
Okay, okay.
She's not a baby Christian. So, obviously, whatever she is doing, she knows what it is. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It is different from one being a Christian and then being married to an Ooni.
That's right.
Do you understand?
That's right.
You can't place the two together. For somebody like Zainab was not fully, we don't even know if she's a Christian or a Muslim.
Okay.
Yes, she might be a church goer, And as far as people were concerned, when she got married to Ooni, there was not too much talk. You know what I mean on social media with regards to her background as a religious background. Whatever.
That's right.
So she just got married to Ooni, and she just, you know, she was just part of the royal.
That's right. She just rolled in.
You know, yeah, without anything. The only thing we know she does is she's doing a charity work and, you know, going out all around with the Ooni. But for somebody like Naomi, she is not just an evangelist; she's the prophetess as well.
That's right.
The thing that shocked me was this: she's been in ministry for so long, and many people do not really know her. When I say do not really know her, I say outside of Akure, people in Akure, because I actually joined. I started following her the same morning I woke up to hear of these videos. I went straight on her Instagram page. I started following her. Then later she changed her name to Olori, blah blah. I said, okay, fair enough. So she wasn't somebody that people really know. It's not that her ministry is not big, because I've seen some of her YouTube
videos.
That's
right.
And I was really shocked that this young lady has been on fire for Christ, you know, delivering people, casting out demons, and they were actually manifesting.
Well, that's what we see happening.
Yeah, they were actually manifesting, and she is not a baby Christian. Do you understand? As for somebody to fall in love and accepted Christ at the young age of 6, I mean that goes a long way.
That's right.
She's 25.
She was born into it.
On the 19th of April. I actually sat down. My husband was saying, "We did not stop looking at this." I said, "I can't. I need to just dig into it
and know about her."
Something like this will come up. I know many people have been asking questions. In church today, nobody was able to ask this. My husband's 50th was all about Thanksgiving. So nobody was able to say, this or that, you know, but few friends and family had actually called. Some have texted me message. Someone said to me, "Do you think Ooni is all right? Look, you are a psychiatric nurse. Better treat this man."
Abio, please share this video. Let's get as much people to come on, because this thing is interesting. Really, we can educate each other.
Okay, I am sharing.
Please share, Tony, because you have a lot of people following you. You need people to understand from the perspective and the thoughts of others is really important in this. Maybe it will give us all the closure we are looking for, you know, because a lot of us are looking for closure on this.
Yeah, I know. You see, I've seen some of administration. I've seen, yes, we know the way things are going now. Someone said, Moses said, Satan can cast out demon. True.
That's true.
But when you see someone's background, you know the difference. This lady is not somebody who is manipulating. She is not somebody who doesn't really know Christ. She knows what she is doing. I am telling you, I have sat down, you know, and throughout yesterday, I was watching some of her videos and crusades. And I can tell you with the Spirit of the Lord that she is really in Christ. She is not just somebody that just say, "Oh, do you understand?" Because yes, there's a lot of pastors going out there now.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you what I saw. I saw a video. Honestly, I was born a cherubim and seraphim. Okay, I've been filled with the Spirit. When you're in the Spirit, you're in the Spirit. I saw a video and I saw her in something that looked like a trance. And I'll tell you, just like Itoan said, you see, you can be filled with the Spirit of God, and you can as well be filled with the spirit of Yemoja or Ya and all of these deities. So you see, it is not between you and I. Okay, all right, come on, let's go then. Let's go. Let me not break through. Yeah.
I'm not saying, you see, I'm not really going to judge per se, but I just want to try to make a point or 2 points today.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that for somebody to start, and my GO was saying to us, he accepted Christ at the age of 9. He is well known. It's not just anybody. I'm not talking about Danji or wherever. I'm in the church I go to, and I know he is standing and he is standing. You understand?
That's
there
right.
are some people that when you see them, and when you see them the way they handle the word of God, you know, to some extent, there is a fear of the Lord. And there's, you will just know. You would know.
Okay.
You are connected. You would know. And that is what I'm saying. So now going straight to my point. Yes. Now within maybe a couple of months or wherever, then she's gotten married to a no. How did they meet? Have we sat down as well to think, where did they get to meet?
Did they even meet each other? Well, I think I'm just gonna have to say goodbye on this note, because it keeps going off and on, and it's not gonna stop. I don't know, my network, my internet server is probably having issues tonight. And like I was saying, I just want to say thank you, and I just want to say we should all just try to start asking questions, even in places that people would think we shouldn't ask questions, because the fact that we have not been asking enough questions, and we have been letting people say things to us, and we have been accepting behaviors of leaders, and we have not been asking for accountability, is why Nigeria is where it is at this point. So this is an example of that, of that attitude of our leaders, attitude of us as citizens, accepting every nonsense that is put in our faces. Honestly, I'm going to let this case rest, because like I said in my post, it's paining me to my bone that people cannot recognize that line between right and wrong anymore. And it's not because they don't recognize this. They know it is wrong, and they deny to understand that it is wrong and accept it as the truth. And that's exactly what is going on. A lot of people know that this is not right. A lot of people know that this shouldn't be happening, or it shouldn't happen the way it did, because we cannot say the Oba should not marry who he wants to marry. We can't say that. We cannot say the prophetess should not marry the Oba either. What we are saying is, before things like this that are contradictory to what is being preached by the evangelist should happen, people that have given so much, people that are looking up to her, should have had some sort of explanation. And that's exactly what did not happen. To the best of my knowledge, that did not happen. And that's what we are saying. Nigerians should stop accepting things like that. We should keep asking questions. We should hold our leaders responsible, so that when things go wrong, they would know that they cannot just, go scot-free without people asking questions. And another thing, I want to say, any new friends requests. So if you get anything like that, no, it's not me. I remain loyal, your one and only SOBJ, and I'm signing out. Do have a wonderful week, and have a good evening. And please share the video when I put the link on YouTube. It would be nice to educate one another on this issue. And I wish the king and the queen long life together, multiple children from this togetherness. I wish them happiness, and I wish them more wisdom to be able to rule over the Yoruba land. And I hope they will learn from this example and, do better in the future. We are all learning, and so they are not too big or too special to learn either. I wish you all a very good night, and I'm checking out saying good night, and I love you all.